Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel. In the last 4 episodes of the series, you had a glimpse of the tumultuous arranged marriage, trapped in the prison created by my perpetrator, isolated, alienated and ostracized. However, my faith in the universe brought me collaborators and mediators in the form of angels who showed me the direction, instilling in me the courage, determination and commitment to work hard selflessly to free myself and my 3 children. However, when we are broken, hurt, and wounded, faith does not come easy to us. Nevertheless, faith brings us the confidence that we are not alone. We are being watched, supported, and looked after. This confidence helps with forming faith in ourselves. Faith works on a subconscious level and helps move us towards our goals. It's the key that opens the door to all the blessings, to all the provisions for our spirit, soul, and body. It helps us to navigate life in a way that makes life less frightening. Faith gives us the equanimity to deal with the ups and downs of life, no matter what the nature of our circumstances. However, faith alone is not enough and cannot work unless we take action. Unless we stand up on our 2 feet, put in 100% efforts and remain single focused to achieve the goal and the life we desire. So my conclusion based on my experience is faith plus action equals desired results. I'm reminded of a famous parable of a story of a drowning man. Let me share that with you and you can literally visualize it. A fellow is stuck in his rooftop during flood and he's praying to God for help. Soon a man in a rowboat comes and he shouted to the man on the roof, "Jump in, I can save you." The stranded fellow shouted back, "No, it's okay. I'm praying to God and he is going to save me." So the rowboat went away. Then a motorboat came by. The fellow in the motorboat shouted, "Jump in, I can save you." To this the stranded man said, "No thanks, I'm praying to God and He's going to save me. I have faith." So the motorboat went away. Then the helicopter came by and the pilot shouted down, "Grab this rope and I will lift you to safety." To this the stranded man again replied, "No thanks, I am praying to God and He's going to save me. I have faith." So the helicopter reluctantly flew away. Soon the water rose above the rooftop and the man drowned and died. He went to heaven. He finally got his chance to discuss this whole situation with God, at which point he exclaimed, "I had faith in you, but you didn't save me. You left me drown. I don't understand why." To this God replied, "I sent you a rowboat and a motorboat and a helicopter. What more did you expect?" The moral of the story, don't let the opportunities go unseen and unheard by you merely by having blind faith and no action on your part. Faith and action go hand in hand. Now let me share with you the 3 pillars I created on my journey to survival, which brought me back to life in body, mind and soul. The pillars, my life systems that are responsible for empowering me, helping me reignite my self-worth, reclaim my identity, develop resilience, and transform myself into the person I am today, a solid rock, a warrior, and a thriver. I've named my 3 pillars as belief in self, belief in universe, and belief in spirituality. If we combine the 3, it will lead us to self-actualization or a state of nirvana, a purposeful life. I practice this formula all through my journey, follow it till date, and will continue to do so. I can assure you, this formula is all-encompassing and will never let you down. It will fill the hole in your being. You only must be ready and committed. So here I begin with my first pillar, belief in self. It is the confident trust in one's own abilities, qualities, and judgment. It is the assurance that you can rely on yourself to navigate challenges, achieve goals, and make decisions that align with your values and desires. Let me reiterate that the first step in building belief in self in order to reclaim our fragmented self is to recognize and assess the gap between your current physical, mental, and emotional situation vis-a-vis your visualized future state. In my last video, I've talked about it in details. Taking the first step may seem daunting. Nevertheless, it's okay to feel overwhelmed and anxious. Don't lose heart. Each action step, however small you take, will bring you closer to a more improved and empowered version of yourself. Belief in self is rooted in self-awareness and self-acceptance, which empowers individuals to take action to get to their future state. Let's understand what self-awareness is and how do we develop self-awareness and become self-aware. Self-awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. In other words, it's the ability to focus on yourself, looking inside of you and reflecting or introspecting how your thoughts, emotions, or actions and reactions do or don't align with your internal standards. Those of us who are highly self-aware can interpret our actions, feelings, emotions, and thoughts objectively. It allows us to assess our growth and effectiveness and change course when necessary. Many of us grew up with the message that you should not show your emotions, so we attempt to ignore or suppress them. With perpetual negative emotions due to our circumstances, that doesn't go very well for us. We either internalize them, resulting in anger, resentment, depression, and resignation, or we externalize them and blame, discount, or bully others. With self-awareness, we identify the triggers causing those distress reactions based on which we can regulate our emotions. Automatic thoughts pop into our heads in response to these triggers if we are not vigilant. They can make us feel like we've lost control of our own thoughts. They fill us with anxiety, guilt, and more negative emotions. With self-awareness, we can identify and replace our automatic thoughts. For example, the catastrophic automatic thought, "I will never be able to escape from his trap, he's going to kill me one day," is coming from a trigger of how our abuser is manipulating, instigating, and gaslighting us. To replace this thought, you must ask yourself, is there objective evidence for me to think this way? What proof do I have? Is this a false belief triggering fear and anxiety in my thinking? If you are self-aware of these automatic thoughts, you may consciously try to replace or reframe these thoughts to do away from the fear and anxiety it's bringing, making the situation more damaging for you. So your rational mind says, is there an alternative thought I could be thinking? This helps us brainstorm and open our conscious mind to alternatives and action plan that may be healthier for our mental well-being. Developing a better self-awareness is an important tool for being kind to yourself and safeguarding yourself from situations that harm your mental well-being and debunk your thinking. We in toxic relationships must learn to control our thought patterns so they're less harmful to our mental health and less disruptive to our lives. If we incorporate this practice into our everyday lives, we become increasingly agile in identifying each thought pattern and changing them or replacing them with positive, actionable thoughts. This sense of our control over our thoughts is calming and is able to bring us a sense of relief and tranquility. Being able to shift this pattern enables us to see a different side of the story, one where there's room for other interpretations. It transforms us from a martyr or a victim into a person who deserves our compassion, care, and support. You must notice at the core of this awareness is the ability to self-reflect. However, the trouble is we ask ourselves wrong questions. In our attempt to resolve internal conflict, we ask why? Why me? And in the process, we make up answers that may not be accurate. The danger of the why question is that it sends us down the rabbit hole of our negative thoughts. We focus on our weaknesses and insecurities, Instead, asking the what question puts us into the objective and open space of considering all the factors influencing a particular outcome. What happened that I have landed in this situation? What can I do to overcome my fear, my self-doubt, and think of a way to improve my situation or get away from this situation? This kind of introspection allows us to look at behaviors and beliefs for what they are. With self-awareness, we can examine old patterns and stories that do not serve us, and then we can move on. Asking the right question empowers us to make different choices that bring different results. Reflecting, journaling, and exercising mindfulness are powerful tools for bringing self-awareness to your current state of thoughts and emotional patterns, and then changing and replacing them with more constructive thought. Once you practice this, your brain starts to get rewired and you form a habit of mindful, positive thoughts. I'm afraid we don't have any time left to discuss self-acceptance. Today, the second part of where belief in self is rooted, which we shall do in the next video. Here are the key takeaways from today's video. Understand your own character, feelings, motives and desires through conscious reflection. Shift from why questions to what questions to foster objective introspection. Faith and action go hand in hand. Call to action. What small steps can you take today to become more self-aware? What are the what questions you can start asking yourself to foster positive change? Remember, self-belief starts with self-awareness and self-acceptance, which I will talk in my next video 6. In video 7, a sub-series to belief in self, I shall talk about developing self-esteem, comprising of self-confidence, self-love, self-compassion and self-worth. Each of these elements is vital in your journey towards building self-belief and empowerment. By focusing on one element at a time, we'll build a comprehensive framework to support your growth. Thank you so much for watching this. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more empowering content. I'd love to hear from you. What steps are you taking to build self-awareness and share it in the comments below. And if you're ready to take the next steps in your journey, check out my coaching program linked in the description below. Let's work together to help you reclaim your life and embrace your true worth. My free empowerment guide will be soon posted on my website. Be on the lookout. See you in the next video. And don't forget to look into the mirror every day and say, I am the best. Thank you.